Okay, what is this third space and what is its relationship with cultural differences? This will be the theme, the topic of this module. The couples can manage differences because the real thing, the real topic that is being discussed is how we construct, how we build our shared identity, being from two different cultures, how we can build a shared, a joint, hybrid, international identity. It is possible if we overcome our differences. So now here is a solution that we can do away with differences by living in a third space. What is that? You show that you don't belong to culture A or belong to culture B. You move outside of both and you are in a third culture, you are in a third space. This is simply the meaning of this topic. The partners indicate, because this whole research and discussion is being done in the context of intermarriage, cross-cultural marriages and cross-cultural identity. So that's why I am using the term couples or partners in these modules. The partners indicate it through words, how they indicate, how they index, how they show that they are living in a third culture. They use such words like open-minded, enrichment, personal growth, etc. They show their preference for personal growth and change through compromise on differences. So these are key words in this discussion. That's why I have written them in bold. You will understand this point, that how they compromise their differences and how they prefer their personal enrichment and growth over all other things, over their national identities, differences, etc. So you will know this from these dialogues. Susan says, it's definitely making me more open. See the term open, and a more open-minded person. I don't belong to this culture or that culture. I am open-minded, and you definitely compare a lot more when you live here. See, this is common. Whenever we meet a person, we compare each other on cultural grounds. So this person, and this Susan, she rejects this comparison. She says that people compare a lot more when you live here, because you see so much more. You see a whole other way of life. Okay, this is the point that she is making that is relevant to our discussion. You see a whole other way of life beyond your culture A or culture B. In another dialogue, these are three extracts from the dialogue. So the second is given below it. William, here is a person, William. Well, I think it inevitably changes you. You see a different country's approach to things, right? Different countries approach to things. Your approach is not your own national approach, right? You look around in a very different manner, with a different outlook, different approach. It certainly broadens your horizons. Ye broaden, open-minded, these are key words. They are referring to their personal preferences. What is their preference? National identities, national values, or open-mindedness and coming to a new world and discovering new things and new styles of life and ways of life. So these words indicate these things. So again the point is the same. This is third space. Another piece of dialogue. At times, I think it's also in enrich and enrichment. Actually, the word that she wants to complete was enrichment. Enrichment is central thing. This is the most important thing for me, she wants to say. Amma, I mean, it's we not only have the experience of one culture, we have it of two. So instead of saying both, he left it. The person, she, yes, it is she. So she left it unfinished and comes to both. Instead of both, she uses the word two. So I read it again. I mean, it's you. We not only have the experience of one culture, we have it of both of two. So we move beyond our respective cultures. Another piece of dialogue. I'm gonna possibly settle down in England, in the south of England, which has more open country. The national matters, national cultures don't matter in that part of the world. That's why I would prefer to live there, which has more open country. I don't like the big cities. I've never been a city person. Here, country also means the far off region of some countryside. But let's see, I have guessed it from this word that he says that I don't like the big cities. It means that city is a small city with natural scenery and landscape, etc. So I've never been a city person. It is clear now. He hates cities. Coming from a small village in Ireland, yes, I do like Ireland. I think Ireland is great, but it's not what Christine wants, and I'll have to make a change. Like she's gonna have to make a change. We both want change. Coming from Germany, so I will settle for England, but the south of England where it's not. One is from Germany, the other is from Ireland, but they prefer third space. They want to settle down in England, south of England. Why? Because that part is more open. In this globalized world, we are not confined to geography, nationality, class, religion, ideology, and gender stereotype. But this is if we set aside all these things, what we are doing? We are establishing a unity of disunity. We are trying to combine all these differences into one similarity. It has a constant threat of split and confusion. This is natural. Anytime disunity, dispersion may result, because disunity is artificial. This is the point. So we conclude that cross-cultural couples compromise. That's why this is a compromise only. If they want to move outside their national identities, want to live in a third space for their own growth and enrichment, so they are compromising over national, religious, racial boundaries. They do so for their enrichment. But this assimilation into diaspora means those people who settle in some other country. So if you want to become part of some diaspora I means diaspora, this is wrong pronunciation, this is diaspora. So the people who migrate from their country and settle down in their in some other country. So, in all these dialogues, we were talking about, in fact, diaspora. So, the last point, but this assimilation into diaspora may collapse once, it will break once the differences re-emerge.